An idea born out of Monday morning chats at the coffee machine. In this series, we chat to our guests about their going out experiences and how it shaped them.
Join us, Pippa
And Georgia,
team members at Skiddle who love going out and miss chatting about it. Welcome to the Going Out podcast. This is episode 6, and today we are joined by Bez, aka Mark Berry, the legendary figure of the Manchester music rave scene.
we chatted about going out to nights in the 80s, listening to anything from disco, ska, rock and northern soul, becoming a happy Monday and what Madchester was really like. We also talked about what he got up to in the lockdowns and his latest venture with Bez's Racing Club. Can you believe we've got Bez on the podcast?
I can't, because when we sat down and wanted to do this podcast, he was the number one person we put on our list, just because we knew he'd have the tales, we knew he had the stories.
It's pretty cool to be able to get a chance to chat to a true legend.
Exactly. As just a call out, there is references to drug use throughout this episode. Enjoy! So today we're joined by Bez, the absolute UK rave scene legend. Welcome to the podcast, Bez.
Welcome.
Nice. Thanks for having us on board. I like you. No picture, no corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
This sums up Skiddle.
It does. This is actually the serious meeting room of Skiddle as well. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the serious.
I have in here then.
Yeah, exactly. So who better to talk to about going out experiences than you, really? So we want to hear about basically everything. Your first going out experiences, like you grew up near Bolton, in Bolton.
Well, it was in Walkden, Little Bolton. My first going out experiences as a kid was the Pembroke Halls.
Yeah.
On there, I can't remember what night it was now. And we used to have a place called Turner's, which was a youth club type thing, where I first ever danced in there to punk.
Yeah.
But then before that, through school and that, was mostly going to Pembroke Halls.
What kind of artists were you listening to in those days?
Well, all sorts. I can't really remember. There was a Northern Soul room in there.
Yeah.
So that's where obviously we got introduced to the finer things in life. Well, I wouldn't call them the finer things, but led us down the wrong path, I should say, really.
Yeah.
There was disco. Like disco were big then. What else was big? And we used to be into ska, punk, disco, northern soul. So when we was growing up, we was really lucky because we had such a lot of music to listen to, and really good quality music as well. From like northern soul, punk, rock, metal. You know what I mean? And all your mates used to be into different things.
Yeah.
So it was a great journey of into music and finding out what sort of music was out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I watched an interview with you and Sean in LA in like 1990 where you were like, we're just sick of people asking us about Madchester, but we have to ask you about it because obviously we weren't around in that time and
we want to know.
I've watched so many things about Madchester, and with us growing up near Manchester, I've heard so much about it. So who better to ask really than you about what it was really like back in Manchester?
Yeah, no, well, for me, it was a great part of my life because obviously it was part of the making of me as a happy Monday. And if it wasn't for that time, I wouldn't be the man I am today, enjoying the life that I live. So, yeah, for me, it was the greatest time ever, you know what I mean? And whilst you're doing it, you think, oh, my God, you know what I mean? But after the fact, you kind of appreciate it.
Yeah. Have we had times like that since, in your experience?
I think so, because youth culture will never go away. And that's the one thing you can guarantee about youth culture. It's an ongoing, continuous movement. And I think it'll happen again, you know what I mean? Something massive coming from youth culture will always happen. And I like to say, my two older sons, I think they live... till this lockdown happened, was having a fantastic time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, totally. Can you describe like the typical night out, Friday night for you when you were younger, going out in Madchester?
Yeah, well, we used to always I don't know if I should say, but we used to like take loads of speed back in them days. And we used to do a load of speed and go to the Blobses, and have a blobs at the Yates's Wine Lodge.
Yeah.
So you just go there and have like a hot blob, you know what I mean? And that really got you going, you know what I mean? And then there's like Piero's. There's a few pubs and clubs down south, I can't remember the name of them now, where we used to all go before heading up to the Hacienda. But we used to get out really early, sometimes like in the afternoon.
Wow.
And get started in the afternoon.
Oh, I miss that. I miss going out early and just being out for like whenever, because there's just so much things to do.
And there's no place quite like Manchester on like a sunny day in the afternoon when everyone's out and the atmosphere is just like amazing.
Yeah. Well, I met my present girlfriend through, I've been with 8 years now, on a Friday afternoon out.
Yeah.
Starting early.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, love that. That's the place to go now. When lockdown lifts, everyone's going to meet their partners on a Friday afternoon.
Exactly.
In Manchester.
We're better.
And you were described as the 24-hour party people and also the people's band. What did that feel like at the time? Was that just like, yeah, that's what we are, or was it
No,
weird?
what we wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because as a band, when we first started out, we didn't have any girl fans. It was like boys, you know what I mean? We had like all these like hooligan elements, some Leeds, some all over, and we were a proper lads band. We didn't really start getting girls until like coming to the gigs till like the 90s. You used to get the one or two, but we were a proper lads band at the time, you know what I mean? We used to like that we was making music for the lads, you know what I mean, at the time. That's how we used to think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And and it was a really shock when girls started coming to the as well.
Yeah, what was it like before then to go from that side to complete other end of the spectrum where women were throwing themselves at you?
Well, it wasn't until we got the first hit with Step On, you know what I mean? But and then when we got into the charts, it introduced us to a new audience then.
Yeah.
We was a lads band for ages.
And
we still are mostly. When you go to our gigs, it's mostly men there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a Tom Jones gig anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Really? I would have thought you would have.
And also, how did you actually meet Sean?
Yeah, well, I actually knew Sean before I met him because I'd been away travelling and I got back and everyone told me, listen, you got to meet this Sean Ryder. You're going to get on like an house on fire, both exactly the same as each other. And he was getting that told about me as well, you know what I mean? And when we finally did meet, it was a bit little standoffish with each other. But within like 20 minutes, we were getting on like an house on fire, like everyone said we would do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it was, 1984 or 5. I can't remember when it was now.
Wow.
But the rest of the band, we all went to the same school, so I knew most of the band from school days.
So you've all grown up together, basically.
Yeah.
I've watched like old episodes of when you were on like Top of the Pops and stuff. I always watch them on like BBC4 just to see what it was like back in the day. And it looked like that was a going out experience because the people in the audience used to absolutely look like they were loving life.
Literally going for it.
What was it like performing on?
Jimmy Savile weren't presenting the show.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. What was it actually like playing on Top of the Pops for the first time?
It was great because we played with Stone Roses and that. But the actual shows, because we grew up with it on television, and it was such a disappointment, the reality of Top of the Pops, to the vision what you get on TV. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's great because we've done like an iconic show. was on there finally, being accepted by the mainstream. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it said in the thing I watched that was the first night you were on Top of the Pops, but also the first night Stone Roses was on the Top of the Pops.
Yeah, we both got there together. So yeah, it was great.
That's such a Manchester presence on it.
And what we was going to do, we was going to go on as each other's band, you know what I mean? Swap bands.
That would have been class.
Confuse everyone.
Yeah, because it's all like miming, isn't it? On like Top of the Pops, everyone like kicks off about that. But I'd like you to tell us how like you actually came about performing with the Happy Mondays.
Yeah, well, it's a story I've told a lot, but I can cut it down briefly. That was out one night. I think New Order was doing. I can't never remember the name. It's not the Tube, but one of them site programs on Channel 4. And we support New Order at the Hacienda. And we've been out all day again, all day being out here. And we took loads of acid at the time. And when it came for time for Sean to go on the stage, he declared himself to be in no fit state, and that I was going to have to go on with him. And we had this little argument about I wasn't going to go on, and whether I was or not. Anyway, he ended up jumping on stage, grabbing a pair of maracas and shaking him like crazy. I shook him that hard. I had a big blister in the palm of my hand, the size of 50 pence. And but the funniest story a bit about that was the next day was some girl was talking to Sean. And she said, "Oh, that was really nice of you to let that kid on stage with special needs." That was me on acid. I have been on stage ever since, which is a mad thing, which I could never write about, you know what I mean, because it was unplanned. And I've been involved ever since.
That's class. I was in the crowd at Glasgow in 2017 when Hacienda Classical was on, and you came on and made an appearance, and it was like so early, and you were like shaking the maracas and dancing.
I know, I hadn't been asleep either that night.
Yeah, I feel like because it was so early, I was definitely thinking like, have you been up early, or have you not been to bed?
No, I haven't been to bed.
What, like, I bet you have do you regularly go to Glastonbury? I can imagine.
Yeah, well, we've got, I used to have the Acid House up there. I have the flying bus now, which is a full field, because there were queues going round to get in the tent all night. They gave us the field.
Oh, so
yeah, it's not as good, really. I used to prefer the tent.
Yeah.
Hot and sweat dripping off the ceiling. It was like proper acid house days. But them days are gone now. Mm. But I think this year when we went back, I was gonna do the acid house scent again. You know, because it would have been my 10th year there, 10th anniversary.
Yeah. Oh wow. And
Glasgow's 50. But I don't know what's happening with that place now, if it's going to go on or not.
Hopefully
don't say that. Needs to, fingers crossed.
Yeah, we've just been crossing fingers at each other basically, because we both got tickets and it just keeps getting moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I hope it happens again anyway. Mm-hmm. They were talking about going bankrupt, but I think there was just like scaremongering like they do.
Yeah, I hope so. It's like, ooh.
It will be epic though. Next year, if it comes back, it will be like a year like no other. Really.
I reckon it needs to be longer. It needs to be like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
to get everything in, all the plans.
Pretty much. Have you had any standout like basically nights where you've done a show and you've been like, this is one of the best shows I've ever done?
I can't remember them nights if there ever been. But there's been lot of standout moments. For me, one of the ones I always remember is the Rock de Rio in Brazil. Wow. And we shared a hotel with Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. We was at our best then, wildest and at the best. That was great.
And obviously you've travelled the world across your whole life. So where have been the best places that you've ever travelled to?
And gone out?
What, with the band, you mean?
Well, yeah, at all.
Well, you know what? I've been all over the world. Honestly, this is what I always say to people. I've holidayed everywhere, all these different places. Like, right around the world I've been everywhere, and I love Cornwall the best.
You know what? I was not expecting that, but I can respect that answer because Cornwall is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It feels like you're in another country.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about it so much?
It's just because I've been going there for over my son's 30 now, so my oldest son's 30, so over 30 years. We had a family holiday there the last week of the school holidays. We used to always go to Cornwall, and load of us went, all the family, and we've been doing it every year, you know what I mean, and we still do it now, and everyone so looks forward to going to Cornwall when we're all together. So
oh, it's froze.
have you frozen there?
Sorry,
you okay?
we froze then, sorry.
We're back.
So it's got a lot of tradition for you there.
I've got and a lot of friends down there, so that's why I love it so much.
Oh, I love that. You've got current motivations to making your lifestyle a lot more healthy. What was the reason for that?
Well, because of where I live, I've got a lot of friends living with me here. And during that first lockdown, I had a lot of phone calls from everybody panicking about lockdown and asking if they could come and stay with me. So there's quite a lot of people staying here through the first lockdown. It's like being on holiday, like a proper party. We drank almost every day, cake every day. The weather was beautiful every day, you know what I mean? And it's like the world's greatest holiday we had, you know what I mean, in my back garden.
That's class.
So, so the first, I can't tell you how much cider we drank. It was a lot, you know what I mean? And I put loads of weight on, and I decided, I couldn't believe I went to put some clothes on at Christmas, what I bought before the lockdown. Like my brand new clothes, never been worn before. I couldn't get them on. So I thought, I better do something about it, you know what I mean?
I'm sure a lot of people felt like that after this year.
Totally.
Did you imagine that, back in the day when you were dancing on stages, like swinging your maracas around, dancing all night, that you'd end up doing exercise videos?
The funny thing is, one of the jobs I get now is, I know we've got no corporate bullshit, but this big corporation hires me every Wednesday morning at 8:30 because we're all working from home, and I do a 10-minute exercise class. I've never thought of doing that.
Is that why it's called Buzzin with Bez? Because back in the day,
You've got a bit of an affiliation with like Buzzin, because I feel like I read that you're really into kind of bees, and there's like...
Yeah, and my nickname used to be Bumble as well when I was at school.
God, that's like such a theme throughout your life.
Yeah. Bez, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a bit like us, you know what I mean? But yeah, they used to get called Bumble a lot because my last name's Berry, Bumblebee, and everyone used to call me B or Bumble. I've got a long time affiliation with the bees.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing you on Gogglebox for sure, and I don't know whether they're like repeats or not.
So we do it again this year as well, and we've been given a pay rise as well this year.
Whoa. Nice. So it's cool. It's cool to see like your friendship, obviously, continue on into like modern day in like a public.
We'll always be good friends, I think.
Yeah,
we're friends who speak regular.
Yeah.
Hold on, what that's saying. I'm sorry, I have to wear glasses these days.
That's all right. In such a way that's like Madchester was a part of the times back in the day and so big, but now Gogglebox is so big. Is that not? Is that like?
I can't compare the two experiences though.
Gogglebox is great.
I'm trying to think of what
we do get levered on Gogglebox. We drink a bottle of whiskey whilst we're doing it.
That is so cool.
Oh, how does it actually work? Are you allowed to say? Do you just get given clips, or do you actually have to watch the whole thing?
No, you just get given a couple of minute clip of what you're supposed to comment on, and then they leave you to run free with whatever you feel like you want to say, which is normally like we talk about like everything but the TV programme in each show.
And how long does the actual one session take?
Only a few hours.
Yeah.
Don't take long.
It always just looks like everyone's watching everything all the time.
Full day.
Yeah, you've been watching telly for a week.
Yeah.
Eating. Yeah.
That's pretty much what a day sesh is at the moment in lockdown, isn't it? Just drinking, watching the telly.
Yeah.
So how has lockdown been for you? So obviously you said at the beginning you had all your friends.
Hold on one sec. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
My dog's just come back with another dog and I was shutting the kitchen door so he didn't go in the kitchen front room. I don't know where to sound with a dog. No, it's a friend's dog from down the road. He lives in the garden here.
Oh,
that's cute.
He's gone out to play and he's just bringing his mate out.
Yeah, play date. Was just going to ask how you found lockdown, and obviously we've heard all the announcements about getting back out there and we can have clubs open in June. What's your thoughts on it? Are you ready to kind of get back out there?
Well, the first lockdown was great, you know what I mean? I loved it because I've never been at home before. I had 3 months or more at home. I had all my friends staying with me, friends and family. So it was like a huge holiday for me. I really, really enjoyed the first one. The second one at Christmas, I didn't even know it happened. I totally missed that one. And this one has been great as well because I've worked right through this one as well. So I've done exercises, I've worked almost continuously. So it's been brilliant.
Yeah, it is weird.
So I could get into all the conspiracy side of it, but I can't be arsed with it, you know what I mean? Everyone's doing it and it gets boring, you know what I mean? Because what I just do, I just go around creating my own reality. So what I do is I don't watch anything what's going on. I don't take in anything of what I've been told. I just live in my own little bubble, in my own little world. And I find I'm a lot happier doing it.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like I stopped watching the news in the first lockdown because it was just making me feel horrible all the time.
Yeah.
And
I don't even read the news or watch it.
No, it's just scaremongering.
The most I see of the news and the headlines when I go into the shop and the paper. And because of that site in the shop, they always put the paper upside down, so you got to sort of look at it funny, you know what I mean?
Can't even really read it. And you've got a new project called Bez Racing Club.
Yes.
Tell us more about what this is.
Well, it's again during lockdown. I've been working with different people. I've got a business partner, and I got a chance to get involved in the horse racing game, and I jumped at it with both feet. Yeah, I fucking love horses. The horse is so beautiful. It's the most stunning looking, beautiful horse I've ever seen in my life, and I've named her Mystic Means Shadow.
Love this
all the racing. Yeah. And it's with a yard where they kept all the horses. They're just the most friendliest horses you've ever seen in your life. God, and there's some right proper characters there as well. You know what I mean? And it's just like a really exciting new part of my life. What I'm so happy and looking forward to being involved with. It's I've been dreaming about horse racing, horses.
Oh.
And when I was a kid, I used to read these novels. Don't know if you ever heard of it. Have you heard of Dick Francis?
No,
Dick Francis novels. Anyway, they're like Enid Blyton novels for adults. You know what I mean? But it's all this skullduggery what went on around the racetrack. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping it's going to be as exciting as a Dick Francis novel. You know?
Yeah. Do you did you used to go to the races regularly, before obviously this year and lockdown and stuff? Was that something that you were passionate about?
No, well, the races was when Happy Mondays are played. You know what I mean? At various racetracks. I've never really been into horses. It's just like a recent thing. I got involved with a Buzzin Sevens project, and then it's just went on from there. You know what I mean? I was up this weekend. So went to visit the horse. Took my youngest son with me to visit this weekend, and we had such a great time at the yard. And we're going back in the Easter holidays, so we both can learn to ride properly as well. So yeah, we're really excited about it all.
How do people get involved?
Well, I'm setting up a racing club. To be truthful, I'm not sure how you get involved, but
I think you can
I'll
buy
have
a
to look it
membership.
up. Yeah. I think you can buy a membership to Bez's Racing Club. I don't know where you get the membership from. I've not been told any of that. But and what you can do, you get days out of the races in the owners' enclosure. You get regular updates of the horse and how she's doing. You get a load of like fan base badges. There's loads of stuff what you get with the membership. You know, you caught me early in the morning. I can't remember what you get with the club.
Sorry, we are bombarding you with questions.
It's like all the joys of owning a horse without any of the money, really.
Yeah.
So, you get regular updates on the horse, chance to go to race meetings with me, hanging about in the owner's enclosure, and just generally getting involved.
And we were chatting before this, and I was saying that going to the races is a bit like a going out experience, isn't it? Because
it's a big day.
Do you think like a horse winning is comparable to like your favourite song coming on in your favourite club? Like I feel like people get that same high.
Because like this weekend night, the adverts. Did you watch any of the Cheltenham races?
Oh, I didn't.
Have you seen the adverts?
I haven't.
Yeah. Well, honestly, you got to watch the adverts. It makes it look so exciting. It's unbelievable.
Oh, a day out of the races. I love them. It's just such a fun day. Even for me,
have you done it?
Yeah. And last time I went is the only time I actually won as well. So it was class because I actually won money that paid for the day. So that was a really big highlight for sure.
That's when you've done it right. That's when you've done it right,
Yeah.
when you've won your day back.
Yeah.
But I just always lose.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
I had a bet this weekend and I lost. I always lose. But do you see that fellow who had a £5 bet accumulator? And the bookies paid him up. He could have won that. If his horse came in, he would have won £500,000.
Yeah, I saw this.
And the bookies, and they bought him off for £250,000. And his horse finished fifth as well.
And it was favourite as well, wasn't it? It was favourite to win, but he still checked out. So lucky. What would you have done in that situation? Would you have checked out?
I would have took the money. Yeah. Well, 250,000 is not to be turned your nose up at.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
My friend said that her friend put a £5 bet on and got 42 grand.
What?
Back on Cheltenham.
Blooming heck.
I feel like we're kind of encouraging gambling here.
You always hear about when you win, you never hear about the lose stories.
Yeah.
No one talks about how they lost all the first wages on that on gambling.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'd rather spend my money on going out, I think.
Yeah, at the bar.
But you can't go out at the moment, which is unfortunate.
So what's like your...
Have you saved loads of money during the lockdown, or have you managed to keep on spending?
I've saved some. I could have saved more, but you know when like the only highlight of your week is a takeaway, and you're like, I've got to get a takeaway. That's when you spend money on like a bottle of nice red wine or something.
Just bougie.
So being more bougie at home, I think these days.
I had saved.
You haven't saved any?
No, not a penny. I wish I had. I keep thinking about it, but I never do.
Oh well, we've got good memories, haven't we?
Yeah.
And
can't take anything with you but your memories.
What's one thing that you're really looking forward to when restrictions lift? Like, what's your like perfect night out or day out?
I'm just looking forward to socialising again, mostly, and going out, chatting with people. So, and just now, getting back to a social lifestyle, because I really miss that. Getting on and meeting people, because going to the pub and meeting a few friends and things like that.
Yeah, I think we'll never really take that for granted, will we?
Just the small things, like you said, just being in a pub with your mates, like never take that for granted again.
Can I pop off to the toilet? I'm jumping about like a kid.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go on.
I got straight out of bed on CE. I'll be back in a second.
No worries.
1 second. No worries.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries.
Don't worry. Every single time we do a podcast episode, something like work from home happens where the postman comes, or the washing machine's on, or someone needs a toilet, so it's
or the
fine.
cat jumps on the laptop.
I wanted to hear actually about what artists you're listening to at the moment. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of metal recently because my girlfriend's in a metal band.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
And when we're getting off at the end, our heads at home, she kind of takes over the music. She's a right bully. All the metal stuff on, you know what I mean? But we'll listen to all sorts. Like we've had a few like all-nighters, you know what I mean? And we go right through every genre, really.
Yeah.
We're all both taking turns and putting music on.
Yeah. Like back in the day when you first started going out and there was disco, ska, rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had everything going on. Yeah, and we go through the whole genre of music.
Yeah, I love that. Keeping true to your roots.
Yeah, innit?
So we've got a question that we ask every guest at the end of the episodes. If you could go out anywhere with anyone, dead or alive, no COVID world, where would you go out and who would it be with?
Well, you remember that film, The Great Gatsby? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
I'd love to go out with back in them days, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd go with The Great Gatsby and have he knew how to party, that fella. He did it in style.
Yeah, and no one knew who he was as well.
Yeah, the mystery.
Yeah, that's a good shout. We've not had that
really,
before.
really good shout.
So we've absolutely loved chatting to you. Thank you so much for letting us into your life and
your experience.
talking about your experiences. And we're also really excited to see more Buzzin with Bez and also more about the racing stuff. So
I can't wait for the race horsing. It's going to be a great adventure for me, that.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I'm so excited about it.
Also on Gogglebox if you're doing more filming.
Yeah, well, we're starting that soon, me and Sean. Back on Saturday in Gogglebox, talking rubbish.
Yeah, can't wait.
We'll be talking what does that say there?
No corporate bullshit.
We'll be talking bullshit.
Bullshit's okay, but not corporate bullshit. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Going Out podcast with Skiddle. Don't forget to like, rate and subscribe wherever you hear this podcast.
Thank you.